Yo, this is Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder, and you're watching Dante's Boxing Nation, baby.
Hello everyone, welcome to Dante's Boxing Nation. This is your host, Keith. Dante gave me the opportunity to post extra content on his platform, so I'm grateful for that. Feel free to subscribe to my channel on the description box below, and while you're at it, subscribe to Dante's Cooking and Travel Nation, and let's get straight to it. So after Kell Brook announced that he is not retiring, that he wants the Terence Crawford fight, Bob Arum came out and stated that Kell Brook versus Terence Crawford is not in the budget. They can't afford to pay Kell Brook to fight Terence Crawford. The only way they could possibly pay Kell Brook is by putting the fight on pay-per-view, and Bob Arum is basically saying that the Crawford fights that's been on pay-per-view so far haven't been successful, so he don't want to put him on pay-per-view till he fights an Errol Spence on pay-per-view. Which is funny because you got this whole ESPN engine and you can't sell a Kell Brook versus Crawford fight to us, or you can't push for that fight. Keep in mind, that's not the same Kell Brook that fought Errol Spence. He does not have the IBF belt. He haven't been looking too good lately, so he's not gonna ask for $10 million to fight Terence Crawford. And you got the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in your stable, and you ain't gonna invest in Terence Crawford to fight names that the public know for his own legacy and for his own sake when he fight Errol Spence. Because right now they admitting that Errol Spence is clearly the A side. I mean, Errol Spence finna fight Sean Porter on pay-per-view, I believe. He just fought Mikey Garcia on pay-per-view. He got another fight that he could fight on pay-per-view versus Keith Thurman and make a whole lot of money. So you already admitting that Errol Spence is the A side starting from today, not even when Errol Spence does beat a Sean Porter or Keith Thurman. No, we talking about from today, because we already knew that in a way, because Errol Spence did 400,000 pay-per-view buys versus a Mikey Garcia, and Terence Crawford versus Amir Khan did have that. So we know Errol Spence is the A side because he's the biggest star, but Bob Arum just basically admitting it at this point. And that's why I told y'all from the jump that Terence Crawford made a huge mistake by re-signing with Top Rank. Everything that I be telling y'all be coming to fruition. And this is another example. Like I said before, if Floyd Mayweather left Bob Arum, Oscar De La Hoya, another example, left Bob Arum, Manny Pacquiao, he left Bob Arum, and that's his boy. That's the guy that Bob Arum claims that he got so much love for, and didn't want to give Terence Crawford that fight because he don't want him to beat up on Manny Pacquiao. So instead of promoting Terence Crawford the way he should have, by doing everything he could have to give him the Pacquiao fight, because he got the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in his stable, he decided to let Pacquiao go. But peep this, he gave Lomachenko the Pacquiao fight. He offered him the Pacquiao fight. Lomachenko turned that shit down. He ducked Pacquiao. But he did not do whatever it takes to give Terence Crawford a fight with Pacquiao. And Pacquiao stated, they didn't pay me no money. You know, and he asked, I believe, for $20 million guaranteed. You should have been giving him that for a Terence Crawford fight, especially when you know it will pay off over the long run. Floyd Mayweather became a pay-per-view star after defeating Oscar De La Hoya, which was a household name. Manny Pacquiao did the same thing. So if Terence Crawford was finna be a pay-per-view star, Bob Arum should have had known that he got to go through Pacquiao. So he should have made that fight no matter what. But that's exactly what I'm talking about. Terence Crawford re-signed with Top Rank, knowing that his old promoter, I'm not even talking about Bob Arum and Top Rank, his old promoter that put him on Top Rank, where they had like basically a cosign deal. They get 8% of Terence Crawford purse as long as he stays with Top Rank and Bob Arum. So by Terence Crawford leaving Top Rank when he should have done, he could have got away from that. Also, every top welterweight fighter is with a PBC. And you know damn well the PBC would have loved to have Terence Crawford. But he chose to stick with Top Rank and Bob Arum because of this so-called ESPN engine that is not willing to invest in Terence Crawford. Keep in mind, it is not Lomachenko that's pulling in the biggest numbers on ESPN as far as boxing goes in any network. It's Terence Crawford versus Benavidez that did it, thanks to Terence Crawford. Not Lomachenko, who they invested in. Not any other fighter, such as Tyson Fury, where he fought someone that's ranked number 63, a fighter that will do nothing for his legacy, maybe even ruin his legacy if anything. And Terence Crawford chose to re-sign with Top Rank, and I guess they want him to go through that route. I mean, he's the number one pound-for-pound fighter in the world. Like I said, that's an easy way to promote Terence Crawford, and he also a fighter that you don't have to worry about him losing. He always dominates his opponents. The only fighter that, when he does fight, that's finna be a 50-50 fight is a Errol Spence fight. So they don't want to invest in Terence Crawford. And like I said before, that proves my point. Terence Crawford made a huge mistake by sticking with Top Rank and being loyal to someone that you see that promote Lomachenko as number one pound for pound and not you. Bob Arum keeps stating every time he talking about Terence Crawford for his build-up with Amir Khan fight. The whole time in that build-up, he kept bringing up Lomachenko. I don't know how Lomachenko got in the mix. It's not like Lomachenko is finna fight Terence Crawford. Matter of fact, Lomachenko himself already stated Terence Crawford is pound for pound number one, and his team stated that they will never fight Terence Crawford. So why Bob Arum keep bringing up Lomachenko? But he keeps saying Lomachenko is a fighter he never seen before, but Terence Crawford is a fighter he's seen before. And like I always say, I mean, yeah, if you're talking about skin color, I co-sign that. I mean, we never seen a fighter like Lomachenko that's white that could do the things he do. I mean, Golovkin couldn't do that. Kovalev can't do that. So yeah, I agree. But if you're talking about any fighter, you telling me you never seen a Floyd Mayweather, a Roy Jones, Sugar Ray Leonard, and the list goes on and on of fighters that would never lose to a fighter like Salido and duck a fighter like Manny Pacquiao that's 40 years old, like Lomachenko did, and doesn't want to give Salido a rematch. A grandpa Salido, matter of fact, talking about he passed Salido, he not on that level anymore. Oh, but he beat your ass though. That's the thing. However, the true pound for pound Terence Crawford that Bob Arum don't want to admit and promote like he's supposed to, the ESPN keep bringing up Lomachenko name when he does not deserve to be mentioned next to Terence Crawford. That fighter, Terence Crawford, who has dominated every opponent he faced, undefeated till this point for like what, a decade. Bob Arum don't want to invest in him, want to keep certain fighters from fighting him like Pacquiao, protecting Pacquiao, and not want to invest in his own fighter. And now stating that Terence Crawford cannot carry a pay-per-view and he got to wait till he fight Errol Spence. So now you're giving Errol Spence all the leverage. That's all I'm saying. So hopefully Terence Crawford take notice, and when he does get a chance of getting out of his contract, he must take it. And when Bomac said that, you know, Errol Spence is living from paycheck to paycheck, you know, we know he was just joking and promoting the fight. But look at Errol Spence now. I mean, he probably finna make up to $10 million fighting Sean Porter. And who knows how much money he made off fighting Mikey Garcia. I know he at least made $8 to $9 million. So who is living from a paycheck to a paycheck? Plus, he don't gotta cut his promoter a huge cut of his purse. So Terence Crawford must take notes and not make the same mistake twice, because he really should have made the right decision from the jump. Because when you have fighters like Floyd Mayweather, who made $1 billion with Heyman, Oscar De La Hoya, even now Pacquiao, they leaving Top Rank of Bob Arum for a reason. So, like I always say, subscribe below if you're trying to get smart about them, and if you're trying to get dumb about it, don't and listen to these casual ass fans. So, Terence Crawford, we'll see who he finna fight next. Hopefully, he's a fighter with a name. Kell Brook is actually a good fight, and a good fight to have to actually build up to an Errol Spence fight, because Errol Spence fought Kell Brook. So, can Terence Crawford outperform Errol Spence? Even though we know Kell Brook have declined, but it's funny to me, Kell Brook excuse of losing to Errol Spence was having a hard time making weight, but now a year or two later he still could make 147. So we all know it was just an excuse. So like I always say, we outie. Peace.